Okay. So we're live. Welcome. It's kind of like a surprise live. I didn't really advertise it or excuse me. Sorry. But anyways, we're gonna do the best. Well, I'm gonna do the best I can to explain what happened because I crossed Libis on the 8th, and it was really unexpected because I didn't think I wasn't thinking I was going to. You know, I was like,
yeah,
it just happened. It just fucking happened. Hey, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm still listening. I was doing the.
Oh, ew. Well, anyways, yeah, guys. So I crossed, and I shot right to Thamael. And the reason this happened was because I did the Phoenix Rite on the 31st again. That I did it 2 years ago, and I did not cross. But I went through the Qliphoth where I last left off, which was at Samael. About four. Oh, he's gone. He just left. Okay, I'm gonna wait till he comes back in, but I'm gonna briefly explain what's been going on. So I did do the Phoenix Rite again. As I also opened up Daath while I was going through the Citra Arca, just to see where my soul was going to align and see what was going to happen. If I was going to end up just with Luciferian after, I didn't know, right? But it's so weird because everything kind of there he is.
Okay, apologies. I didn't know me trying to link it would take me off of this. I thought it would just
I can always add you back on if you have to pop off.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm just explaining what's going on, and then you can jump in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I did the Phoenix Rite. I did. I opened Daath to see where my soul was going to take. Was I going to end up in Luciferian, or was the Phoenix Rite going to actually open up for me this time? And I didn't know. But 4 days after, on the blood moon, the lunar eclipse, I came home from work. I laid down, and boom, I was like taken to a totally different dimension. I saw Lucifer. I saw him hovering above the pyramids. On all of his aspects, I was my crown chakra was just fucking booming. Then there's a lot more I'm gonna go through, but I just want to briefly discuss this. Then I got really sick for the last 4 days, and I'm just feeling okay now. But it's the last 4 days was I don't know what to call it.
Purging.
Yeah, purge, and you connect. Last night I really connected with Shiva and Kali. Oh my god, just stepping into Kali Ma, it's like, okay. But anyways, so all of the gods were bombarding me as my body is being purged and ripped apart, and painful experience, mentally, physically. But I want to talk about what I've learned about crossing, and we're going to talk about my ego and yeah. What I did understand is after you cross, I feel like you rebalanced your karma in a way. I feel like my karma's been
like a reset.
Yeah, I've been able to my next incarnation, I'm not gonna have to go through all the shit that I went through in this life because of crossing and because of the healing that I've done. My heart is at a good place now. I didn't realize how damaged my heart was. I didn't even acknowledge it, and now that I understand it on such a deeper level, it's how can you attract your desires when your heart's fucked up?
I had that same thing. Yes. Yeah.
It's I'm not going to be able to attract my match because I'm not matched at that level. Like my heart was just so fucked up. But yeah, crossing for me was I had to let go of my ego. This is what we're going to talk about, the ego. Yeah, and I didn't realize what my ego was, and that was the most painful goodbye I had to do, because you're letting go of who you, your identity, and what's made you survive in society, and the programming. Holy fuck, the programming is insane,
Yes.
because it's not you. You don't have
Yeah. Yeah.
you
It's not
don't have
you.
freedom of choice until you go through this work and regain your right to have the choice to program yourself the way you want to program yourself. That's what I that's what I was shown. You know what I mean? Like, your parents, society, other entities, when you come in this world, they program you. You know, they
Five
that,
five five.
yeah, they like, oh, 555
It
was,
was just right as you said that they program you, and then it's like
did they, was it five?
it was, or on the chat it was 555 as you said that.
Hi Loki, what do you feel you
Oh yeah,
deserve?
there's chat.
Oh,
Oh, never
it's
mind.
not
There's.
even what I deserve. I'm at the place where I'm not going to try to control things anymore. Like,
Ooh.
um I, as a magician, my whole life was to manifest, to control, to get, um but it just caused suffering, because if you don't get it, you are suffering, and that causes more layers of pain, more wanting control, more this. So it's like being at that place where I'm just gonna be like, well, it's like that knowing that it's and it already has, things are already happening, like weird things, in my, just in my family situations, things are just setting in. I'm like, whoa, just
It's like
kind of,
trickling.
yeah. But and the I didn't, what was I gonna say?
You're talking about your family, or how like things are affecting, or you can already see things changing in your family.
Yeah. um but yeah, you were saying you went through the same thing physically, right? You got sick after you crossed.
Well, it wasn't actually after I crossed. I think it was Belial was like seeing that I was gonna do that at a later date. So when I made a pact with him, it was right after the pact, all this visceral stuff was like ripped out of me, of like everything that was no longer serving me. And I think that that's what it is. You can either let go of your ego. It took a while for me to decondition the ego, but you can either let go of it fully before crossing, because parts of the Qliphoth will try to knock aspects out of you, whether it be like the way that you view sexuality or the way that you view yourself, kind of thing. And the more that you hold on to at the crossing, then I want to say the more you are tested on it. And then like if you were someone that like, I don't know, maybe a Buddhist monk crossing the abyss, now it's not going to be the same as someone that was like fully in our society, like you were talking about, like programmed by parents saying, "Oh, you're only poor. We can only be poor. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough money. You have to go to this school, and like if you don't go to that school, well, it's like, well, do I have to go to school? No, you don't have to. Well, okay, I don't want to go. Well, then you have to go to jail. It's like there's so many, because they used to have that. Like I guess when my dad was a kid, they had people go and find you, like to make, like they'd go check the malls and stuff like that. And it's like it just shows you how much of a stronghold this reality has on us, and how much it's trying to keep us in the matrix and in control. Like they're trying to keep
Yes,
control over us and the way that we think. And it's like the moment that you cross the abyss, you're actually being uplifted out of that, like Neo. I, I
it
hate to.
is. It's
Yeah, it's
so,
like literally you're being pulled out like
yeah.
like Morpheus with Neo. And if we look at Morpheus, Morpheus is the god of dreams.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's usually where we get most of our downloads, is in our dreams.
Yep.
So it's like we're being like slightly shown things so that we
Yeah.
don't go, I want to say, go crazy in the beginning.
Yeah.
And at some point you realize like, oh, Lucifer's real. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, it's like there's this whole plane of existence that exists outside of our own, and that you can interact with it, or that you could say the dream realm, the imagination realm, the higher dimensional realms. And then when you choose to interact with it, you start to get the downloads of what you need to do in your daily life. Like someone, I was watching a video with Frank Yang, and he was talking about the death experience. And he's like a conscious coach, and the
Yeah.
person he was talking to was talking about how they went into their dreams and were able to create like $1 million company in 6 to 8 months. They already had like a lot of victories and other things, but it shows that through the dreams we're getting all these downloads of the things in which we need to do, and the ego is the only thing that keeps us away from the dream realm and the imaginatory realm. So when you actually dissolve your ego, you start to go through like the process pretty much that you were talking about. It gets stripped away. I went through that same process, and when you are pulled out of the matrix, you could say, Frank Yang talks about 360 worldview, which is like a form of enlightenment. So like when you can astral project, you can like see all around you, right? But when you're, I guess you could say, more enlightened, you can actually astral project all the time or dream all the time and then see the dream around you. So
Hmm.
like even though I'm not looking behind me, well, there's a wall behind me, but even though I'm not looking behind me, I can still see behind me if I have my ego dissolved.
Yeah.
Because there's no difference between the barrier. There's no separation when you
Yeah.
have your ego dissolved, and that's what puts you into unity with everyone and everything, is when you can understand that aspect. And I think that that's why compassion is so, people don't ascend in the occult because they're not compassionate, because they're not loving. And it's
This-
like either,
yeah. Well, no, this is
yeah,
stuff, but like when I was crossing, it
yeah,
was like literally seeing the gods and them telling me, like, okay, I am actually so thankful that I don't have so much material investment on this
yeah.
material on this realm, because it would have been so much harder to let go of. And
Oh
you have,
yes.
and it doesn't mean you, because I am willing to let go of it, because okay, um, if you're attached to it, then it's an attachment and it's part of your ego. If you're not attached, like I have so much shit, but I'm not attached to it, so I don't have to let
Yeah.
go of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, because I've been in your situation so many times, so I
That's
understand
deep. Yeah.
that I don't give a fuck about this shit, because I can rebuild. That what I was attached to was my emotions, and that was what I was my biggest attachment, and so that was the hardest thing, and my false outlook of who I am and my ego, but like they told me, you cannot exist on our level in our realm if you are this. You have to be willing to
Yes.
go. And that's when I like literally broke down crying, saying goodbye to part that of me, because but then when I crossed, the love and acceptance
Yes.
from Lucifer, and then I saw Hekate's energy, and I saw Atlantean energy come through, and beings from that side. And I was like, okay, the Phoenix, I'm aligned with the primal craft here. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure where I was going. I wasn't sure if I was going to go through the Citra Arca and go, I didn't know how this was going to end up, but
You had no ego towards it. Like you
yeah,
weren't projecting it. You were truly receptive
I
to
was,
every all of it.
and seeing Lucifer in so many aspects, and then seeing Satan
Yes.
help me cross. He was there, Lucifer was there, and then I got to meet my main spirit guide, and she was so cool. She was like this dark
Oh.
black, dark chocolate black lady with these cool ass dreads. I got to see my life in other alien life forms that where I'm existing right now. Um, I got to understand my soul a little on a more deeper level. I was bringing pieces of my soul back to me, um eh,
Oh, the parts that broke off.
the parts, yeah, the fragmented parts, I guess. um but my crown my crown now can fully access Lucifer, you know, and you can't really access that current until you've like access it. And
Met him.
we can talk about this and people can listen to this and they
Yeah.
open up this and do that, but I don't know if you can just open up Daath and go through Daath. I don't know, or you have to go through these steps.
You have to go through it's
You
so
know, some people ask me, well, I just
yeah.
want to open up Daath, and I'm like, I don't know if you can. I think you have to kind of build that shit up.
You should. Like it's you might be able to do it, but do you want to? like
Because when you're going through like the Qliphoth, every demon actually does something and prepares you for the crossing. If you
prepares.
Crossing, yeah, they prepare you by oh my god, like facing parts of yourself and being ready to let go of them, you know, and tapping into to sub anyways. But Earth is definitely a training ground for souls. I do believe that, you know. I think I think we're constructed of like many different alien DNA, and that's why we can communicate with so many different entities and interstellar beings. I got to communicate with Palladians, I believe. I don't know. They were blue. They were beautiful. They were nice.
They usually tell you through their vibration. Like they just say like, "Oh, Pleiadian," or that's what I get. Like, "Oh, Pleiadian," and then if it's Arcturians, the voice comes in my head, Arcturian.
Yeah, Palladian, because that's what I'm saying, right? I also saw Aztecs.
You saw what?
The Aztecs.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I saw this one being. I don't know how I ended up there, but he was this big Aztec vault, and he was like there, and he was. I don't know. Have you seen the Aztec gods? You ever?
Yeah, first I didn't know how to connect to them. Like I didn't want to be disrespectful in any way.
Yeah.
And then they kept reaching out to me, and it's funny, like I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't and then I had a shroom journey where I went to where was it Sedona, Arizona, and there's a lot of like portals there and stuff, and then they just pulled me into the portal and like, oh no, you're one of us. And then I went on a journey, and I don't remember it all of it, but there's so much like Aztec and like also Mayan. It was like merged. It was like as if they were kind of like one culture,
One.
but they just maybe they chose to split in some way because of religious strife or something. But and then like sacrifices, which are going into like the primal craft, like why sacrifice is even in those books. I think is because or as Mark Allen Smith kind of said, like to bring back the true magic that was there, not to like use it, not to like you don't have to do things of that nature, but I was really brought even into an understanding back then why, oh, sacrifice happened because of this reason. And there's even like a priest kind of like conveying to me the things that like this happens because of this happens because of that. I might have been brought into a past life, I'm not exactly sure, but the way that they even viewed sacrifice was more like if you were chosen for it, it was actually like a majestic thing.
Yeah,
It
honor.
was
I'm
honor.
sure
Yeah.
I sacrificed myself. To be honest with you, I have a lot of flashes of sacrifice. So I think we do understand human sacrifice, especially because we're magicians. Like it's not to say we're not. It's not part of our society anymore. We don't do that shit. But back in
Some
the
do.
yeah,
The elite do.
well,
But yeah.
actually, sorry to yeah, that is true. But they just yeah, that's really there's a lot of children that go missing, you know, and they do that like a lot of indigenous people go missing in Canada.
I've heard of that. I've heard it, yeah.
Yeah, and like they don't give a fuck. Why are they not looking for these kids, you know? But yeah, the politicians are fucking they do. I got to see Moloch.
Moloch
He's
that
sexy.
shows that you're at Thaumael too. That's the
He's,
god, one of the gods.
I was like, you are fucking good looking god.
I might find me a husband.
Oh my god! And I was like that bull face in his bot. Like he had like the bull in his
Yeah.
armor. He had a playfulness to him, but he also had it. But like he was powerful, but he was just really, really attractive to look at. Yeah. Dear Aldoria, I really wonder all you had to do was to put trust in Malphus the Great, who would have crossed you over the abyss with his winds. Studio Noir says all I had to do was trust in Malphus the Great, who would have crossed you over the abyss with his winds. Yes, I do love Malphus. Never heard of him. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say Malphas a good spirit. I don't know
He's,
if he can solely get you across the abyss though, because he is a lower ranking spirit. Not that even ranks mean that they're stronger or lower. I actually found out it's more on a just respect system. Like I found out that that's what their ranks are. So even more powerful demons could be lower demons,
yeah,
just because they respect another spirit more and stuff like that.
that makes sense. Malphus is pretty powerful though. He
He
taught,
is, yes.
yeah, he taught me a lot. Hi everyone. Okay. Uh uh
Hey, what's up, General Mosquito Spray? What's up, fam? Um,
I'm just reading some stuff that you can
okay.
talk about. Okay.
I guess something to go back into. We were talking about like I guess to give a structure of the Qliphoth in totality. Why someone shouldn't just open up the Daath sphere. So if you just open it up and you're not trained and you can't focus the energy, a lot of chaos might happen around you, and that's what people don't realize. Because Daath is, well, we live in Daath. It's always there. That's why like the life is so chaotic. But when you're initiating, you're working with Daath. So Daath is always present, but when you're going through, say, the first two spheres, it's taking away or stripping away. I want to say the way in which you sexually like view yourself. So like the lower chakras, like it's actually almost an interpretation of how people view chakras as well. Where
Mhm.
like first off, chakras being like they are considered parasitic entities because the chakras feed off of you. But when you dissolve, say the chakras, that's the first step in dissolving the ego. Or like one might come before the other. Um, but it's the same thing when you're going in the Qliphoth, you're destroying yourself or destroying your soul. So you right now are a being that, like we also talked about programming. So like that's a huge thing that's being stripped away is your programming. So
Mhm.
I remember when Lilith first kind of showed me, like she's like, oh, you don't step into your divine feminine nature too much. Like I don't seduce, I guess you could say. Like I don't what's like a good, like a proper word, like I don't use my feminine essence as much as I should. So when I went into the Qliphoth, a little stripped away how I masculinely viewed myself, so I went more into a feminine role, expressing more of like a like more feminine characteristics of myself. So I was better at magnetizing things. I was better at like reading people and understanding how I could get things from the situation, I guess you could say, whereas usually I wasn't, like I
More
didn't.
intuitive.
Oh, that's actually really good. More intuitive in a
Yeah,
very
feminine
I
way.
yeah,
Females are intuitive. We
like I
have
guess you could say
yeah.
like you're a good archetype. I guess you could say like a woman of like power kind of thing, right? A woman that can command or get things just by being herself. Um like I was able to step into that, and then Nama just pushed that forward, removing more programming. Then Samael in the sphere of the sphere of Samael or Andromelech, that's where he dissolved my view of like magic or my view of reality. And he really, like, it's like you're being like drained of everything
Yeah.
right there. So
Yeah.
it's each sphere
Yeah.
is taking away a different aspect that the abyss should, that when you do reach the abyss, you'll get to, and then once
you
you,
won't be able
oh
to,
yeah,
you won't be able to, like, my crown exploded, but that's because I shot the thing. But if I just did it and I didn't do all of the last 3 years of preparing for this, anybody that just shot right through, or just, you know, they're on primal craft, and they don't do primal craft, and they just want to do the phoenix raid, and they just shoot right through, or you just want to go through death and you're not prepared for it, you're going to have a mental breakdown, okay? Because
yeah,
a lot. And if you don't want to let go of your ego, then Karanzan's going to destroy you and feed off you, and you're not going to rise. And we've seen it, right? We've seen it. We've seen it with through other. You can look at cultist guys. You can see the people who haven't crossed the abyss and who have crossed the abyss without even probably knowing. Maybe they didn't open, or maybe they did open it. I don't know what they did, but you can see that their soul's not there anymore. Like, it's not that they can't get but they can get their soul back. But they didn't want to let go of their ego. They didn't want to let go. And they're like, well, I'm still crossing with my ego. All right, well, this is what's going to happen. I don't know if that's true, but that's
no, that's yeah, exactly. You had a perfect channeling, because even the fact that you brought in Karanzan, a lot of people don't understand or know that to the fact that I used to know people that would kind of praise the spheres.
Yeah.
So it's like even that is ego in a lot of ways, and if you're praising, like, okay, it's okay to like just, I guess, like, praise beings, but don't praise the wrong ones, or don't really give your all to a being that can't get you through what you need to go through. Like, I didn't know Hecate was such a major component in all of this. I remember when she just told me, like, oh, you're gonna go through the tunnels of Set, you're gonna go through the Qliphoth. And I mean, I didn't even have the forethought to say no. I was just like, I'm going in there. And Hecate was just behind me telling me that. And she wasn't like my main roster back then. She was more just like kind of a goddess to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to see who's real in the Qliphoth, like certain beings, I'm not saying are going to shell you or trying to shell you, but not all of them know what the Qliphoth is for a human being. They just know, I'm supposed to do this for you and you get there, but they don't know what you're going to do.
Job to do.
Or what?
They have a job to do.
Yeah, they have a job, and it's like, yeah, that's so funny.
And they're
Yeah,
good at their jobs. Like,
they're 24/7. You can call them anytime. Like, like, um, and yeah. So when you do get to Karanzan, so someone like there's a Karanzan club for like the occultists. Like Crowley had some like initiates that like branched off, did their own thing, that created the Karanzan club. They praise Karanzan in this. They literally like do meditations. Everything is revolved around Karanzan, and then it's like, oh, well, if you join the Karanzan club, of course you're going to cross the abyss. It's like, no, it was created to consume those people, because those were already, anybody, like the creator of that most likely failed to the abyss. And then now they created that branch or that system, and they hide it away from people so they can't see it. But it's also, there's kind of a cult, I guess you could say. And if you do look at like a lot of when I was talking to Mark, he said he called them bad ones. I've only talked to Mark through like email and stuff, but he called them bad ones, like those who were given a chance to follow the path. They were given the right procedures and the right instructions from Hecate or the gods, but then they chose to abuse it. Like they chose to not do it correctly, or
cheat it.
Yeah, they cheat. I mean, you never get away with it, but yeah, they tried to cheat the system. They wanted to get through the system, and without using the gods, which is, I mean, I don't want to say it's no, like Hecate is kind of like being like, no, it's impossible.
No,
Like,
well, what happens, it shows where their intention lies. They want power.
Yes.
They just want power, and they'll abuse that power. And they've already abused that power because they're not respecting the things that have been laid down for you. You're not in your fullest power yet, because you have to earn it. With great power comes great responsibility. It's like,
yes,
it's the same. Spider-Man says it, man. Like,
yeah, literally, that goes in my mind. Yeah,
because people get so fucking power. They want to control people. They want to be as gods. They want to kill people. They want to curse people. You offend me, you're gonna die. You know,
Oh my
that's
gosh, yeah. Oh my,
so they're
you
not
know, you know.
give you. You got to work for it. You got to prove yourself. You got to prove your fucking worth. I didn't, like, I doubted my worth. You know, I did, because I was like, I'm not worth this. I'm not worth this. But that was just my own insecurity, because my heart
Yeah.
is pure. Now I know that I am here for humanity. You know, I do want to help. I do look at my nephews, the children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I see this. I see this beautifulness. You know, I do understand the nothing too. I understand the balance of everything, and that's, I think, what it is bringing the soul balance. You know, I bringing the balance back to the earth is a process, but some people are egomaniacs, and they wanna abuse, and we've seen it with a lot of these occult people out here, and these leaders. They want to use their power and intimidate.
Leaders. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
the ones that say that they're trying to lead people, kind of thing.
intimidate, and you can't even have a conversation with them unless you book a consultation for, like, you can
Like
talk to Mark
$300.
man time, and that man make money, but he don't give a fuck, because he's on it for the right purpose.
Yes.
Anybody that does his work, you email him, he will get back to you. He's not going to charge you a dime to communicate with him. That's how you know what's real, what's not. You know, that's how I feel anyways.
Or with the charging, I like him. I like the way he does it, because I guess everybody's different. Like if you look at, okay, I'm not even gonna say names because I don't want to bring
Yeah,
their names in here. But
you don't
but I do like on my channel I will sometimes drop the name so people at least understand. But like
let's
I
name
love
drop.
I
Fuck it.
listen like but I'll say it in a funny way. But
Make
like
it rhyme with something.
that I'll message you what it is. It rhymes with Archon. Or I mean it's Archon something, but like with Mark, he created a book, and then he like we were talking about this, like he doesn't just leave you in the dark with the
No.
book. So it's like he doesn't create a book for like a certain amount of money, like I don't know, $100, and then he after that he doesn't make you like if you have questions, it's just on an email basis, and it'll help you out in that way. Where there's some people that will have like a book, and they put out a book knowing that it'll gain a lot of people, like compendiums and stuff like that, and then after that they have like $300 for a consultation, and I'm like I think it's okay to charge for your business. Like for myself, I have an hour-long consultation. I help people out. It's like $111, and it's funny because I get clients when it was higher price, but then I'd lower the price to help people out, like for $55, and I learned a lesson that when you don't put
Value.
out like when you don't value yourself, then other people won't value you. So I do
Yeah.
try for myself, I do have services, but it's like once you buy the service you can just talk to me after that, kind
Yeah.
of thing. So it's almost like you're paying one time fee just to like kind of get what my Patreon gets, or similar to like I think you can fund artists not just like the money per se, but if they put something out or they're creating things that you like, it's I look at more like not you're like I put out so much information that the information's there, but if
Yeah.
you want to talk to me, then on top of it, it's kind of like that's just the price if you want to. But I do live streams, I do
Yeah, you do a lot of work.
yeah, I
But
do a lot of work.
yeah. But you know what?
And but yeah.
Sorry, but you know what? I just have
Oh
to
no, go for it.
say before I forget. Um, okay, so with me, when I was doing services, if you're gonna continue
Yeah.
me doing rituals for you, I lower the price like almost 50%, because they were.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
if I have somebody that I'm working with now, I'm energetic connected with, I'm doing rituals for you half the price as long as you continue, and you can stop whenever. I don't give a fuck. Um, but the other thing that kind of bugged me too is like some people in our community, they want everybody to do their stuff, but they don't support anybody else.
Or wait, it glitched out. Sorry, what'd you say?
I said there's a lot of people that want people to buy their services, but I don't see them supporting anybody else's services.
Oh yeah.
Why? Like, give back too, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like that's what because
we're supposed to
I've gotten
support each other here and help each other grow, but I
and
always
some
I was always
oh yeah.
purchasing people's stuff and buying
Yeah,
their
me too.
products
Me
until
too.
I was like, you know what? You won't even support my shit, so why the fuck? I'm not gonna buy your shit anymore. That's
That's deep. I
my ego.
Well, yeah, it is though. It's like when you see a friend, like I had a friend that literally was getting services from me, and I was like helping them through the Qliphoth in a sense. And then out of nowhere, he's like, "Oh, bro, I can go to this life coach, and they're only like $3,000 a month or something." I'm like, $3,000, bro. Like, yeah, I'm helping you because you said you were like you didn't have the most economics, and it's just like
What
there
a
will
slap
be
in the face.
like yeah no, and then when he said, but that's kind of like the spirits like the truth, you know what I mean? You work with spirits of immense truth. He was just telling me truth. And then after that I was like, like I kind of see now. Like because some people will just use you or try to like as well use you through your services. And I'm all for people ascending and stuff like that, but it's just I don't know, at least like be upfront with your pretenses. Like if you have enough to pay someone, I would recommend paying the full amount as well as the tip if you wanted to. But again, if you don't, then I'm someone like if someone says, "Oh, I don't have that much, but I'm going through like the author, I'm going through like this intense spirit experience," I'll even just talk to them and be like, "Oh, just like pay me when you need to." If it's literally that like severe, because some people like that's what's hard. Like they're working a job, they don't have enough to get a consultation with someone, but then I can see where they're at, and that's also where
Where they're at, you negotiate, and that's a true person right
yeah,
right. I'm not a charlatan. I don't want to take all your fucking money. Like, I'm not.
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
I
Like that you said
understand
charlatan.
you're, you're, but I'm also not gonna do it for a price because my energy, my power, my results, I know are gonna work. So we meet in the middle. Depending on
Yeah,
like if it's a serious situation, um, where I feel that person really needs my help, and I consult my spirits. Sometimes,
consulting the spirits, that's what
yeah, I do
matters.
a lot of things for free for people, because I just didn't. I just wanted to heal the situation. You know what I mean? It wasn't about anything else than just get helping these people because they were sincerely in need. Um, but that's that's up to you. I also the like
Yeah.
the dragon,
Or the what?
uh, dragon, like the connection to dragons. Saw lots and lots of them last couple.
Oh yeah. The dragons are what lay beyond the Qliphoth. So that's also that's how you know that you're getting out or that you've gotten out of the Qliphoth because or through the abyss at least because you start to see dragons on the other side.
Oh, fucking gorgeous. Just sucks that even the. Oh, hold on. Let's read some comments. With a
Okay,
dove,
I'll be back. I'm gonna share the link really fast.
you're gonna shower?
No, I'm. Oh wait, did it come back on my Slayer?
I
I'm
thought
gonna. Sorry, I'm eating. You start eating snacks, and that makes me want to eat snacks.
you said take a shower. I'll be back. I'm like, all right.
no. That's so quick shout. Like 1 second. I'm just gonna share. I'm gonna share my link to my channel. Really fast. 1 second. Actually, let me see if some people are here.
I'm gonna read some stuff. Okay, Loki. Loki's awesome. This was the first. Okay, hold on. Lucifer is where it starts. I got you recommending work with Lucifer. Okay, first, how can you improve your life for the best? Looking for knowledge. Hi, Leanne. Mm, well, to be honest with you, it depends on what you vibrate with. Like, I don't know where you are spiritually, but if Lucifer is calling to you, work with him. If Hecate is calling to you, work with her. I mean, Hecate is the queen of witches, and of Hecate, you will understand her. If you're, but Lucifer is the one that came to me first. He's been with me since I was a child, so I have a very great connection with him. What you should do is before you go to sleep at night, ask them to reveal what spirit you should work with first, and just listen to your intuition and see and hear. You have to learn the subtle signs, but you will know what one to work with. It's just, you'll know. Um, but eventually you'll work with all of them. It's part of this path. You'll work with many spirits. Lucifer is where it's at. Yeah, Lucifer is the illuminator. So if you are confused about your old religious programming, if you want to be enlightened, if you want to know more things, Lucifer is good to go to. But it's what's best for you at that time, and the best way to find that out is by asking them asking them to guide you to which one. Hold on. Okay. Question. What's that?
Huh?
I haven't eaten. I was so hungry. I was so happy that I was able to eat. I woke up. I'm like, I'm fucking eating today. God. Okay, so the damn spell check. Lucifer was the first to question this slavery, and look what happened. Slavery became the thing, just hidden out of sight. Lucifer was right. Hey, is this a rap? It was right, and that's why we're all
Bars.
here. Well, he is a rapper though. He's good. Okay, so Leanne said, do you consider Lucifer as dark? For me, he is Prometheus, and Lucifer is both. He's both light and dark. He's the balance.
He's also. Oh, sorry. He's also Enki. Or Enki's the true Lucifer.
That's what she said. And Prometheus and the true Lucifer. But you get to see him in all of his aspects. Like, fuck. Eventually, you're gonna see him go through transformation.
I think there's like a picture that depicts it.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Because there's so many different faces on this.
Let me see that again. Put that back up. Straight, but it's not up. Put it straight. Yeah, that's a good picture.
And I believe that picture's Malik Taus specifically, but some people consider Malik Taus and Lucifer, even Azazel, to be an aspect of Lucifer, which I don't think they're wrong, because Hecate gave birth to the infernal divine, so Lucifer inadvertently gave birth, you could say, to Azazel, or chose, just like Belial can be considered a Lucifer. Oh, it's a title. That's what it is. It's a title. They might be seeing the title actually.
Yeah.
Because like you, okay, so like crossing the abyss, you now become a Lucifer.
Yes.
While in physical form.
Archetype. It's yes. I know exactly what you're saying. You become a Lucifer. Hi, Tamara.
Oh, hey, Tamara.
Oh, Tamara. I thought it was Tamara. Is it Tamara? Am I not pronouncing it?
Sometimes we all say it different.
That's your wifey?
Huh?
Is that your wifey?
Yeah, that's my wifey. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so cute. Hey.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was watching her stuff and I was like, oh my gosh, you have such a beautiful spirit. So I really do want to do a live with you like this, and it's really easy.
She's down.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
Down.
It will be like 3 here chatting it up. If anybody, go check her out. She has her own channel, Mastering Spirit with Tamara. I was wondering what her accent was. It's South African. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of like the Indigo priestess. I was like, same accent. What is that accent? And now,
She's gonna love to hear that. Like
yeah,
you just made her day. Like you
so much. I was like, "Are you guys?" She's like, "You're her little sister."
I like that. Oh, I can see that. Oh.
Mm, I like Indigo Priestess. She's hot.
I'm, I was I told my friend because after getting a consultation I messaged her, and then my friend, all he said, he's sitting next to me, he's like, "Oh, she's hot," and I was just like, if you knew the power she had though, like just oh.
To control people better, they it's bad and as bad is good. Total slavery mind. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You're born in slavery. Like, we're slaves when we're fucking born here. Like, that's the thing. You don't even understand how much of a slave you are to everything until you do the work. But that's what
Yes,
makes it special. You know, we're not like your average people out here that find this path, that go through this. And most of us, if it wasn't for my trauma that didn't push me to this, I wouldn't be here. You know, so it's all
same.
good shit. I chose to get out. I was like, I knew
You choose. Yes, you
that
choose.
get out. Should have been. I could have died many times. Could have given
I've
up.
already.
I did, and I came back, and I was like, why the fuck? I'm back. I was out. I was out.
Perfect. They're like perfect conduit. She's already died. Cross the abyss. Like,
I come back. Yeah. But even after I died, I still had a couple. I didn't find this. I didn't find this path until years later. You know, but I had to get sober. That was my first choice. And you know what? I did it one time. Once. That's it. I got sober and I never went back. Some people it takes many times to go rehab. It's like, no, I did it because I knew I was gonna die if I didn't go back. And that's like the worst way to die is addiction.
how long? How that's. I feel you on that. How long did it take? Or how long did you use, as opposed to how long it took to decondition it?
I started using at 12, 11, 12. I started
Wait,
drinking.
for what? Like, wait, like at 12?
I just started experimenting, taking
Who
alcohol.
gave, like, I know 12-year-olds that can't even smoke weed. You
I,
hand them a
I
pipe,
have
you hand
my
them weed.
own
Okay, wait.
babies. When I look at my 16-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
and I like, she smokes weed now. I let her because
That's not, weed's okay. Weed's
it
okay.
helps her
Like,
with her. Well, it's actually just the pen, so it helps her with her anxiety, right? I'm like, you're not going on medication. You can fucking take the pen.
that's
But
that's a good parent. That's a good parent.
yeah, I'm not gonna give. I know what that shit does to your brain.
Yeah, the
It,
meth pills, it's just to
it
hook
makes
you on
you.
to other things.
It makes. I mean, okay, I'm not a doctor. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying I might get canceled. Last
Mike
time
and
I did
kids.
anything, but yeah, I did what I thought. My daughter are like this, right? So she knows my,
Yeah,
and she
I can feel
knows.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she knows the shit I've been through. She knows what hard drugs does, and we talk about it. And she sees my progress. She's seen what I've gone through, so she really respects me. And she doesn't. And her past life, she OD'd.
Oh, has
No,
she said that to you?
yeah, yeah, we
Like,
did. We did a
whoa.
actually had a spirit come and communicate with us, and she actually, so bizarre, man. But anyway, she was able to uh connect to her past life through a lover, because the lover was still attached to her. She had
Oh,
the spirit of this person, and we found out why he was still with her, and then they finally let go of each other. It was the most, we were crying, and she's holding,
yeah.
but they made their peace. But we were able to find out what happened to her in her past life, and she OD'd. And so she knows this life, being a daughter of an addict, she has a chance now to not make the same decision she did in her past. So
Whoa.
yeah,
That's like interdimensional learning to the highest
so
extent. Like,
beautiful. Yeah,
that's
so
like I felt so much beauty off that, because like I was watching a video where someone had like a twin attached to them or something like that, and they didn't know for like 21 years of their life.
yeah.
And it's like when it was pulled out, it was like so like she was crying so hard, and she realized she was going through so much pain because she didn't realize that that was stuck in her. So having that lover, like if she would have been like 25, 26 that might have went out into other things.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got it so early and
Early.
like your child was so accepting of it, that's just like that's what true that's like true shamanic healing like at its core. Like that's like I love to be here just to hear about things like that or help in things like that. That's so
Oh, we were
beautiful.
crying. We were crying.
Yeah.
And that was actually the first time we really got good communication with through the spirit board, because
Oh
it
yeah.
was, yeah, it was his personality came out, and we know, like, we did research, we figured, found out stuff, everything matched, and finally when they separated, we couldn't, he was no longer, so there we got lots of communication, lots of healing done. She does, because she was thinking about this person. And okay, it sounds crazy, but I'll tell you guys what happened. She was really connected to somebody, an actor that died, well, and she didn't know why. Okay, and when he died, she was really, really hurt, and we
Yeah.
and they actually had us. That's what it was. But she
Oh.
she matched the age when his girlfriend died. She was It was 16 years ago. So everything aligned to the age. And then that's what took him into his addiction. He was a Canadian actor, and
That's even more connected.
it was all connected. And we tried doing research, and we got her name, we got to this, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't let us go too far, because it'd be probably too traumatic for her to like see the picture of her.
Yeah.
But we got her name, and everything. But yeah, so it was a beautiful goodbye, and she can move on now, and he can move on.
That past life also like helps because most people can't like find it that easy. The fact that we have like technology, like we're able to like, oh, I died this and this and that date, and you can almost like try to find your lives or you're led to your lives through online and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So that really like, yeah,
technology, fucking dope.
it's changed everything. Because in a similar way, I've looked into my past lives, and then I can look at that these certain beings, and I was like, whoa! When I look in their eyes, I can see my eyes, and it's like intense when you like. It's like you like when you stare in a mirror. Oh fuck! When you like hold a mirror in front of a mirror, and then you see it like go like
Ha-
back so many times, or you take a picture of a picture, and then you take a picture of a picture again, and you can see all the um fragments of it, I guess. So like that story really put things into perspective for me. Thank you for that.
yeah, no problem. I never shared that with anyone, but hey, it's all about sharing.
It's not, yeah. At least it's not too deep
But
kind of thing.
it's
You
not too deep, but it's something, I was the type of kid I was a healer. Like, I am a natural healer, and I was healing people, but I didn't know how to not take in their energy, and that was the problem.
uh
All these fucked up people, and I became them because I was absorbing their energy, and I wasn't in control of that. And it's not like I had a teacher to teach me all this stuff, like
I
how to.
know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was attracted to. I was on my mom would find me in the poorest kid's house, and she wouldn't understand why I was but it was because I wanted to help them. I knew that their life was horrible, and
Uh.
I was bringing home. She called them the strays. I would bring home, like, Sonia's bringing home another stray.
The strays. Oh. They're my clients, mom. Like.
It's so bad because my mom's such a right, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, no, my friend, I love her. I want to heal her, but yeah. um yeah, I also learned, like, power is true power is like having no power, like not wanting, like, true
Mm.
power is no power, like, you know what I mean, like, I really suggest people, when you're working the Qliphoth, okay, um when you're doing heavy work, you need to balance it out with, like, Zen, okay. For me, it
Polarities. Yeah.
really helped, because not only do you get to connect to the Zen masters, like, I mean, you'll get guides helping you put things in perspective and letting things go. Like, we kind of like put all this energy, and then we don't let it out. You know?
Disperse.
Yeah, we don't disperse it. But yeah, so
I feel you. I'm just like I need to like rub my forehead, and I'm just like I feel you.
having the love of Trident is the best gift they can give. Oh, that's Tyler. He's a he's a
What's up, Tyler? I just talked to Tyler yesterday.
okay. I knew he was gonna come find you.
Ty.
Tyler's a very very passionate young man with the Trident. He's a good guy though.
I can feel that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I can feel he's passionate about the try, like the energy.
Yeah, yeah, he is. But anything else you want to talk about?
Um, I guess like we can. Oh yeah, yeah. Go for it. Go for it. You
Okay.
already see. You already know. You already know.
Now, after like as I'm like going through my sickness and I'm looking on social media, holy fuck, the parasites that are attached. Like you get to see. I was seeing like so much shit. You see the parasites. Like now I know why so many people aren't involved in social media, because you are
Yeah.
feeding egregores, you are feeding these parasites, you are feeding these things. And like even like when I'm going through it and I'm like, oh my god, I'm feeding this thing. But yeah, you really you do
Endless scroll, like TikTok.
scroll,
Endless scroll.
fucking endless scrolling. um
You're like possessed to do it too, because like I'll go on. I didn't have Instagram for like a month maybe or something. Go back on after a week. I'm like, I'm not gonna endless scroll, and well, not even a week, like 3 days. I'm like just scrolling. I'm like, wait, why am I even on here? What the fuck? And it's just like bringing me to it. Like yeah,
it
yeah.
brings you to it. But it's because it stops you from everything else. It's so much easier to
Uh
like lie in your bed and scroll than do anything.
yes, that's. But O'Shea, you can meditate. No,
Yeah,
it's just easier to. But I am meditating. Like,
you are. um yeah, and I do really understand. Desire is really good to have, and as a Luciferian and as people, we have desires that we need to be met, but it also is the main cause of suffering when we don't get it. Do you agree with that?
oh yeah, especially at some point I got into the manifestation, like not hype, because it's like something that you need to learn and understand. But when you just enter into it and you're learning the laws, it's like you kind of do understand, okay, life's a simulation. You can get anything from the simulation, and it is by putting out the intention that you can attract it. But then it's like so much things that you don't think of, but if you're in the knowing and loop, you can manifest a lot easier. Just
Mm-hmm.
some people are different, but also those that are, say, like when you're in the abyss, you actually can't manifest while in the Qliphoth. Like, so you'll see all these people that are just Sephirothic users. Okay, depending on who you are, because if you're more of a positively oriented being while in the Qliphoth, then you're not going to manifest because you're going against the polarity a little bit
Yeah.
while trying to scale the tree. But if you actually just throw yourself fully in there, and like it's kind of like how like a Zen master is enlightened through just sitting there and meditating and then like teaching people. And then there's like, okay, I'll throw it, like people don't kind of like look at it, but Andrew Tate's pretty enlightened in the way that he
I
is.
ask you, I saw you. Do you had a conversation with Andrew Tate?
It was just in the DMs. So this was like months. This was like months ago. It was
You almost
cause
got
I got
sucked into his shit, bro.
no no yeah that's the so I had to train before doing it, in a sense. I had to train before like even taking on that mindset, because it is a good mindset. Like what he teaches is really good, but at the same time, even he's a little lost. Like he's still trying to find himself, but he is a good like, because it's also what I wanted, because I am going into the UFC and I do want like a mentor. And I was like, whoa, if I could get him as mentor and still maintain my own like self and stuff like that, because sometimes people who are like not older but just their energy, how pulling they are. If you saw, like the whole world almost got pulled into um his energy field, I guess you could say. He really distorts things,
Yeah,
but he is he is serving a purpose that I like. He is trying to liberate people, and that's what like it's. I can see like the
No,
deities.
I got into his shit. I was like, first I hated him, then I was laughing with him, then I was like, oh, he's kind of sexy. Then I was like, ugh. I was like, there was faces. Oh god, he's misogynist. But I was like, okay, but you know what? I'm like, and now I'm like, oh my god. Well, he made his statement.
Yeah, he made his and
Made
when
his
you do
statement.
cross the abyss, you see that he's human.
Yeah.
Like he's just like everybody else, kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's like just because he has 27 supercars and like an $88 million mansion and I don't know, a whole bunch of women or something like that, doesn't like he's still on this path just like us. When he crosses the abyss, because he will be going through crossing the abyss soon. If he hasn't right now, like I think he's entered into it, you could say, because he was so negatively polarized. He was having so much fun like a few months ago. Then out of nowhere, it's like all the tech starts hitting him with like with everything that's going on. He starts talking about like, oh, you don't need like 10 bitches. You just honestly like, you know what? I should just be faithful to one. That's how you saw Hecate was like whipping him into shape, kind of thing. Because it's like, no, you have a queen. You have a queen. You must obey your queen. Because he went from misogyny.
Can
He,
you imagine? And
yeah, like
with his queen.
oh my, just he's like I just one woman, and but he did show us if I can at least leave people with this, like, oh, why are we talking about entertainment? Leave people with this. Osho was the first enlightened master to magnetize 13 Rolls Royces to him. So the thing is, he wanted to show people, like Osho wanted to show people that no, you don't have to be spiritual and enlightened and like be all out there and like not talking to people. No, that actually the most spiritual people will bring this knowledge to everybody. So in bringing it to everybody, like if say someone gave Andrew Tate the knowledge that he needed, he might be like, "Whoa, dude, you just changed my life overnight. Here's a supercar."
That's true.
That's actually exactly what happened to Osho. He was able to get all these. I mean, again, like maybe like some people might frame it. He was trying to be a cult leader, this and that. But if you have something that everybody else wants, even the elite will pay for in a sense, then it's like, why not make them sacrifice something that they don't want to give up? So he'd actually even like I don't know if he asked for it or they just gave it to him, but in those moments he was showing like that's the difference between Lucifer and Satan.
Yeah.
Satan is the master of this earth, so it's the evolved aspect of Lucifer that had to go into hell and face all those trials to become, you could say, Satan. In my opinion, as an archetype, I think
Well,
that Satan.
that's what I saw. I saw Satan come out of Lucifer. That was
Oh,
one.
that's
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. I was like, "Ooh, Satan." Oh, hold on. I gotta answer Tyler's question. So what?
I'll go for it.
So what like beings did you get consumed by during the abyss crossing? Some say Lucifer will not eat you. Is it all different for all? Not that I've done it, but I've had a glimpse of being eaten by a black dragon. No, I never got. Here, explain that to him.
Okay, so here, wait, let me read the question because I heard it, I took it in.
He
Let
did.
me just make sure.
He hasn't.
It so like that being, did you get consumed during the abyss crossing? Some say okay, so I guess there's two ways to look at it. Like my ego got consumed. So
Yeah.
in a way, like I got consumed. I didn't get consumed, but that's also I want to like throw it like shout out to Universal Mastery. He was the first to show me that or tell me about the how Kuranzon can actually like consume you. Like so if you're failing the abyss or if you don't let go of who you are,
Yeah.
then your soul gets consumed. You get consumed. But if you let go, then it takes your face. It just
Yeah.
like Callie, right? Callie chops off your head. Why does she chop off your head? Everyone wants to be afraid of her because they're afraid of losing their ego.
That's right.
So
That's
it's
right.
the same thing. Kronzon chops off your head, and then if since you're in the midst of becoming a Lucifer, that's what was needed. You had to have your old head cut off so that your new one could be formed or regrown. That's a weird concept, but regrown
Can
you could
emerge.
say. And
Yeah.
or what?
Emerge from that. Emerge.
Emerge from that. Emerge from that.
Yeah.
Um and for
Or
me,
or
oh yeah.
Sorry. No, go ahead. I interrupted you. Sorry.
Oh,
Go.
for me, my crossing was to like really go back into it and look at it. I went for a walk before I just walked down the street to the park to like clear my mind or something, and then I came back and I think the TV might have been playing in the background, and I don't usually play TV, so that was kind of like weird, honestly. I think like someone turned it on, or my grandpa turned it on, and I'm just sitting in the living room, and out of nowhere, like this thing with like tendrils just comes up and starts to wrap around me like a snake in a sense. And then I was like, "Whoa, this is I've never like I something shouldn't be able to do that to me because I'm so protected in a sense." And I was confused why it had so much control over me, which one shows I was in the abyss. And then two, it was Karanzan. So Karanzan came to me and approached me. Now, some people would have tried to fight Karanzan, which I think is an immediate, like, you get destroyed. I think. I'm not exactly sure. I'm still trying to understand that from my perspective, from just as a perspective for myself. All I did was literally, in a sense, astrally, I heard give Karanzan a rose, which I assume now Lucifer probably told me to do that because Rose is Lucifer. And then I gave Karanzan the rose, and then she like detracted away from me. And I've seen this being in like movies, so it's like
Okay.
really weird.
Question: does he look like a fucking alien thingy? Because I think I
Like
saw Crons on. He looked like an alien with.
he looks like a worm. He looks like a worm with teeth, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
he looks. I saw some crazy looking alien thingy.
that's. I mean, I feel like we're describing the same thing. Like
I
I
think
think
so.
it takes shape. It probably takes shape too, depending on your psyche
Yeah.
as well, like how it appears to you. But when I gave it the rose to like the, I guess you could say like the Golden Dawn. The reason why the rose is in the cross for like some of their rituals, I guess. I mean, okay, like orders false initiate you, so they pull you into a negative torsion field, saying they're putting you in a positive torsion, and so I guess if they were trying to like help you to cross, that's why the rose is there, because
Mm-hmm.
the rose is a symbolism of love, rejuvenation, abundance. So it's like I was giving like this being that was going to consume me and destroy me. Am I going to try to fight it, saying I am more superior, I'm more dominant, I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to cross the abyss? No, no, that's that. It would no. That's not how it works.
But
It's
some magicians do that.
if that's how they cross, that see that's
When
it
they
might
get
be an
devoured,
okay. Yes, exactly. Like see, that's what I'm trying to fully
they won't
understand.
admit
Like yeah,
it, but you see it.
so by loving, so it's like by loving Karanzan, I showed that I loved myself,
Mm-hmm.
and self love is ego dissolution. If you've ever had someone that's like loved you, and I don't know, maybe okay, maybe you love someone and you cheated in your past. Like I've cheated in my past. I don't do that anymore because I know how much it can hurt people.
Yeah.
But I didn't know when I was doing it how
Yeah.
much it hurt people. I didn't do it a
Yeah.
lot, but still, even like
Oh, we've
to
all probably done it. Don't
yeah, like
worry.
even to look. Well, I hold myself in such. Oh my gosh, like I don't think
I've
it's
done
word
it. It
high
was
esteem,
horrible. It's a horrible thing. It is doing that to
and
someone.
and it was kind of like what was it? Oh, I was gonna go into that for a reason.
Cron,
But
crons on.
I yeah, it's I'm really trying to. Oh, one second. Oh yeah. Okay, so I learned that's self love is to like when you love someone so much that you actually start to change yourself. Like this is something I was doing. It was detrimental. Or if you say like I think loving certain people helped me get off of drugs. Just like loving certain people got me on drugs, kind of thing. Um, and when I started to love myself, that's when I started to dissolve all my bad habits. And even Karanzan was kind of like, are you gonna love yourself, O'Shea, or are you gonna die? Like, are you like kind of thing? Because that's what would have happened. I could have done all this work to get to Karanzan and then do this one thing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead. I'm either dead or insane. A lot of people don't want to talk about that with the occult or demons. I didn't even know till halfway through that my soul was being consumed. I was like, why do I feel like shit all the time? Why is there like a voice screaming inside of me? And then I started to realize that that was the trials that I was going through. That's how I was truly feeling within, and I wasn't allowing the mask to come forward. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to like let it come forward. Like that's what was screaming. It wasn't me. It was the mask. It was the ego being burned alive from the abyss, I guess you could say. And when it finally dissolved, I stopped hearing all of that. I stopped hearing all that pain. Because the
Yeah.
thing is, we're not the one going through the pain. It's actually truly our ego.
Yeah.
Every time we've ever felt hurt or been abused by someone or manipulated, it's we react because it's the ego wanting to get back. But when you step into power, like you said, I think you said something like power is no power or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
or like the it's yeah, and that's
Or true power is no power.
true power is no power, and that's what it felt like. It's against Quran's. It's like you can't have power. You have
Yeah.
no power. This thing can kill you and make you go insane. You have no power. But the
Yeah.
true power is the fact that you have no power.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
let go. I let go, and I just died.
That's
And
it.
then, exactly, yeah, like
Fucking got it. And but you just said something too, because when I was in Daath, in my head, I was screaming, I was painting, I
yeah,
was. Remember, I was like telling you, I'm like, I just want to die, I want to scream, I want all this,
because
all
you
this.
are dying. Like,
Yeah, I was dying. But that's awesome. I love hearing your story.
oh, I've been through. I guess to get into the deep aspects. Sorry, I'm getting more snacks. Ha, one second. One second. Ha.
I have arrowroot cookies.
I just got peanut pretzels or something. I'm
Uh,
actually at my friend's.
Who's that
Uh,
guy you're doing lives with now?
oh, that's my friend Langford. Actually, I just left
Oh,
from there. That was
cool.
my friend. That was my friend Langford. Oh, he's down to. If you ever wanted him on a stream or
Yeah,
something, he'd definitely be down. He has a lot of. I feel like you guys would even vibe more. Just like
because we're
just I
older.
feel like you guys have a lot of.
Just say it.
Well, well, I mean, yeah. Well, in the sense that you guys have had more time on the earth, so you've had more experience. Because like for myself, I'm only 26. Most of my experience is like
You've had a
I'm
lot of
still
experience though for a
well,
26
well,
year old.
like psychically, like
Yeah,
energetically. But like even right now, like I'm kind of like I'm not homeless, but I'm just in between. And there's just so much going on where I'm like, whoa, I did not know reality.
yeah.
Like getting an apartment where I am. I mean, now I just happen to get a job that like gives.
Well, see, you let go. We were talking about this. You let it go. You were focused on what you were doing. Everything was taken care for you in a way, right?
Actually,
That's like
e-
being aligned perfectly.
yeah, no joke. Even me being like, I'd walk like I'd walk for like 4 hours, like 8 hours yesterday. Um, and
8
I
hours?
left
What?
for
You had to walk 8 hours?
I left from my friend's house at 2. I
Oh,
got here. I mean, I didn't have to walk straight for 8 hours. I left from my friend's house, went up a hill. Yeah, I guess I like to be really, really like. I think that just like some people are made an example of in the community where they haven't crossed the abyss, and they're kind of like that. You see how much they haven't crossed, kind of thing. I like to like show people my life, like where I'm at. I'm at the lowest point right now because I just crossed the abyss. I just finished my trials, and then at the same time, you still have to continue with life.
yeah,
Like life is the trial,
yeah.
and I'm even when I went on live yesterday with my friend, I was just staying at my friend's house for a few days. His the guy that owns the house really doesn't like me because I poke out his shadow, and and also my dog really pokes out his shadow.
Yeah.
Because like this dude even has dogs. He was kicking his son got dogs. He was kicking the cage, and in my mind, I'm like, bro, you're pissing off Anubis. Like, bro, Anubis don't like you, dog. Like, so but when I left yesterday, I started walking up the hill, and the thing is, the spirits like I didn't know where I was gonna go, but I just felt happy. I just felt happy as fuck,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Long distance walking and letting go and being in tune and being in one with nature is actually something um not too many people can do, I find, so the fact that you're out there and you're just happy in nature shows that's good, you know that's what witches are. We're supposed to be.
I am a shaman, so it was like
Yeah.
I felt like everything I was going through was just normal. Because when I was in nature, it's like maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, "Whoa!" Like in nature, I'm homeless. Like just a mindset or something. And then it's like Hecate is always like, "No, just follow the path." And then even at times where my ego wants to like kind of come back a little bit, because we all still have ego. The dissolution period is to just dissolve it's control over you. So
Yeah.
it's like now in my head there's thoughts, like there's still the same thoughts as I'm O'Shea, like my name's O'Shea, like things this and that. I still think the way I used to, but I can now discern the thought and be like, is this old or is this new?
Well,
So it's, oh yeah.
it's obtaining wisdom of it. We're trying to gain wisdom, and wisdom is understanding our reactions to our reality.
Mm,
Was true. Like I said before, I want to be more calm. I'm taking down, like, I was living life so fast that I was burning up.
yeah, I really felt what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, burning up my energy. I'm in a rush to physically die. I'm in a rush to get off here. But no, now that I've crossed and I understand what's happening, I'm slowing down my time. I'm going to be more patient. I'm going to step into my femme way more. Sometimes my masculinity overdrives my feminine femme. So
Yeah.
now I want to be more compassionate. I want to be more calm. I want to be more, like, these are the things that I'm trying to program into me, because if anybody knows me personally, I'm a
Let's do it. Let's do things.
and I don't want to be like that. I really want to be no, not really. But you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just
it's
take down
the
I'm stepping into another phase of spiritual maturity, you know?
spiritual maturity. Yeah.
That's it's just stepping into spiritual maturity and slowing it down and appreciating things. I think I'm at that now. So we'll see.
That's a lot of people at Thaumael will actually take integration periods and like literally just quit magic for a while. It's not quitting, but it's like just to actually bring your mind back to the humanness, because you already actually you could say you finished the game.
Hmm.
You finished an aspect of the game or the main story, and now it's like you're coming back to reality. And even the symbolism is you go from Thaumael, you stay at Thaumael, you lay down the throne of Hecate, and then and for you, your initiations are completely different than mine because you did primal craft. So I'm someone that like I'm going to be initiating into it, and because I've done all this, it's going to be easier. Like I'll know what's happening, but you actually truly are tapped into the true Atlantean current, like at its full depth, like at its full core, because you've done not just the Qliphoth, but you've done like I know magicians that have crossed the abyss have gotten to Thaumael, but they haven't touched Primal Craft. Some of them I don't even think want to touch Primal Craft. um,
Some
because
people
what?
get all hype up on it. They read it, and then they, how you know too, it's such true power is they'll never talk shit about it. You'll never
Yeah,
hear.
no one will
You'll
ever.
never be like,
Yes,
I respect the work, but it's not for me. It's not for you because it's a lot of work, and if you're chosen to do it, you do it. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't do it, you can't fucking do it. It's not a bad thing. I didn't do every single ritual in Queen of Hell because I didn't have to. I already knew certain things, and Hecate led me to do what I needed to do. Because there's some things that are overwhelming. You're like, what? So it's all in timing. And I always tell people, like, just take your time with it and things will just align. Just let it align. That's it. That's all you have to do is just, and then it just happens. Things just fall in place and you're just there. And now I'm going to start the Red King. So, which is kind of cool. But,
that's beautiful. Yeah,
yeah,
and that's how it is. The path working.
yeah. And then, but yeah, um, lots here, lots to learn, lots to grow, and it's good that there's still good people out here, because there's a lot of people that are just corrupted,
Misleading.
misleading, corrupted, selfish, ego, the fucking pieces of shit, straight up. They're
I
just garbage,
I
garbage.
was I
Fucking
was even
people.
I was even caught into that actually,
Yeah.
and I want to say that I was caught into that on accident, and that's why I don't like what's out there at the moment. And for myself, why I actually do want to change the community. Originally, I didn't. I just wanted. Well, I wanted like what you do, like bringing people on like podcasts. I thought that like was the most. That's what I wanted to do was like bring people on podcasts and like talk to them and stuff. And like I love the fact that you've done that because you can actually like even if someone like has like like late like earlier on like they're good early on and then they stop being like say like as just kind of thing um you get to see like who's in the community because we don't always have to talk to people that
Well,
we do
I
oh
bring
yeah
I bring people on my channel that a lot of people don't know who they are. Like I'm not one of those people that want to bring people that they know who they are. Like I try to find people that are good people. Like if I think that
yeah
good heart and I've seen how they reacted within the community within a certain time, I'll bring them on my channel. I'm not going to bring someone on my channel that I already know causes problems, has
oh
issues,
yes yes definitely.
drama. I'm not dealing with that shit. You're not coming on my channel if you're like that. Like I have to see it, and I like to give. I mean, I saw your views, your subs go up a lot in the last couple of days.
Yeah, that
Like,
was insane. Yeah,
yeah, and a lot of people didn't know who you were. Like you're such a dope guy, and I'm so happy.
oh
Like,
thank you.
yeah, like you have a good heart, and even it, I just and you're really, and I think I think people that do cross the abyss and those people I can resonate better with because they've done the work and they just done the fucking goddamn work. Just do the work, people.
Do the
Don't
work.
don't skip through. Don't ask a billion questions so you can find someone else's answers. Compare your answers. Ask questions to help simplify things, but don't get it so you can cheat it. You know what I mean? Because there's no way of cheating this. Once you open these gateways, there's no going back. If you don't complete it, you're gonna be like stuck in that realm. You know.
You get stuck. A lot of people don't know in the Qliphoth you get like not to name names, but like we both have a friend that in a sense got stuck in the Qliphoth after he passed, and or because we're talking about that if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's because he passed before crossing the abyss that he became an archdemon of what like you become an archdemon of whatever sphere you actually like fail in or whatever sphere you're like left at before you die. That's why some people will reincarnate. Like I assume I was probably like at a certain sphere when I died. So me coming back, it's like, well, you have another chance to do this kind of thing. Are you gonna fuck up? So I was already a very demonic or very Satan energies, I guess you could say. And then from being those energies, I lived out my life with those patterns. And then at some point, when you get into the Qliphoth, you actually start to realize that you can rewrite the patterns, or like you're talking about the deconditioning um, process, and that's kind of what it is. All the Qliphoth is just deconditioning you from what you perceive source to be or what you perceive reality or these beings to be. Because even in Queen of Hell, like this made so much sense to me when I read it in Queen of Hell. I forgot which one it was, but or it was either Queen of Hell, but one of Mark Allen Smith's works. How, and this is what truly kind of helped guide me in understanding the path, was the abyss was formed because people were abusing magic, and that blew my mind. I was like, whoa, okay, so this is why the abyss is there. And it was only formed because well, you could say the sons of Belial sunk Atlantis. And I don't know if I already like maybe we said this off chat, but it's like literally they leave. The Atlantean gods created this place, then left for a little bit, left it to us, and then some of us literally sunk Atlantis. And then Belial comes back and it's like, what, you fucking sunk? How did you even do this? And then that's when they started, they created the hidden sphere, Daath, so that it separated the higher realms from the lower realms. Because like, oh, if you're gonna act like that, we don't even want to be near you guys. And then oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you have to work it and prove your worth. Like you got to prove well, I don't want to say prove your worth, but like you got to show that you're willing to do this for the right reasons and the reasons of not power reasons of like power and control, because all you're trying to do is be people want to be a dictator. They want to be their own authoritarian here and become almighty and
Become a
powerful.
living God.
Become
I'm the only God. You must obey me. I did
like,
all of this.
like fuck off. Like humble yourself, bros.
Literally.
Bros and hoes. Be humble. Be humble. But yeah, there has to be some order in that shit. You can't have that, because yeah, humans are still primitive. Like, we're primitive. We still have our animalistic brain, reptilian brain there still. We're still very, kill, eat, whatever.
Kill, eat, yeah. Like if you look at movies are a good representation. It's like, oh, just sex, killing, drugs. Like it's like we're still like caught into that primal
Yeah.
lower nature.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like the cross that's also why people on semen retention, they cross so fucking fast. Like or they like I have a friend who he's never but like I think he's like literally a virgin, and he's been like on semen retention specifically for like I think 2 years or something, or like something like high amount, like
What does your where does it go? Nowhere. It just gets. There's nothing there. Like, it just doesn't produce when you don't release.
or no, I mean like I think he was a virgin, but he like jerked off, and then like some people jerk off and express their seed, but when you hold in your seed kind of thing, and look, or you just don't fuck anybody or any like or maybe use sex in the right way, but for him, like, yeah, he was on semen retention, and then when I started to talk to him, he just started to understand everything at such a fast rate. He's like, oh, this makes so much sense, because when you hold in your energy and you're not expressing it, because I was always someone expressing my energies, that it held me down, because I was always in my lower nature, so I'd always want to, like, I don't know, you jerk off one time, and then you're like, oh, I go 3 more today, or so, I don't know, something like that. And then that things like that nature, right? It's like the void, the abyss. It'll never stop. Like, you could fuck one person, you could fuck 10 people in a day, you could eat one pizza, you could eat 10 pizzas. Like, there's all these things that, like, humans, like the moment we're given something, we'll just run with it. I'm one of those people, I just run with it. Like when I was first shown like weed, like I smoked the whole week straight pretty much and stuff like that. And just like I just ran, I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, just kind of thing. Like, this is
Because
so this or what?
you're an addict. We're
I have
not.
I do have an addictive
No, we
personality.
don't. Like, I was like that too. Like, the first time I drank a shitload and puked. First time I smoked. It's not a normal thing. Most normal people that don't have that, they take one, two, they're okay. But it's like, I want to get fucked up. I like this.
I want to see the heights of where this could take me.
But the only thing I did control was my psychedelics. Like, I respected. That was the respected
Yeah, same.
the plant. I never ate more than I should have. I mean, now I've been doing it for so long, I can do like a couple grams and I'm good. Like, but I don't do over. Like, it's something I can control. It's not that I'm using it for partying.
Yeah.
I use it for shamanism. I use it for crossing. I used it for everything. I use, when I need it. If I'm depressed, I use it, but I don't abuse it.
And that's what matters too. And the fact that you've done, like, what's the highest dose you've done? Just wondering.
Okay, so I can. So some people say if you do shrooms, and then let's say I do a gram of shrooms, and if you have to double the dose. No, not for me. If I do a gram of shrooms, I can take a little bit more and I get more high. If I take a little bit more, it just peaks my high. I don't have to double up, so I can control it throughout the night if I want to. But the most I've done for shrooms probably like 3 grams.
Okay, that's a good amount, especially because you're already so out there. So
Mm.
like usually people that can like I feel like you'd go as far as like 8 grams on like three
Oh,
grams, kind
oh,
of. Or no, I mean on like
bro.
no, I mean like no, I mean like I feel like you'd go as far as like 8 gram, like an 8 gram trip on just 3 grams, like
Oh
just
yeah,
just that
like
small amount.
it's like I have. Oh, I have like penis envies. I get the like
Yeah, I
the
know. Yeah, I know
I
that.
get like the really. These are mushrooms for tea.
These are mushrooms for tea, guys. Remember that. Like, remember.
But
These are for
like,
tea. I make my tea with that too.
I
Yeah.
I'm in Canada. I get this. You can get this stuff shipped right to you. Actually, you can order it online. We get it delivered
Whoa, that's
right to
you
you.
guys are in the future.
Um, no, we're just more liberated. They're like,
No,
fuck it.
that's true.
just
There's
that, that's the only thing about being in Canada is they don't really care. Like, the shrooms, God, anything from the earth is for a reason. Like, hello.
and again, like you're
But
saying, like as long as you or yeah,
no, what?
oh, as long as you don't abuse it, like you were saying.
Yeah, no, I don't like to be out of control. I don't. If I'm not in control of it, like if I'm like, what if an emergency happens and I got to go and pick up my daughter and I'm all fucked up? Like, I can't do that.
Oh, I feel that. Okay, that makes yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, can't pick you. I can't go to the hospital. I wouldn't be
It's
able
like
to do
sorry. Can you drive
it.
yourself? Like,
Yeah, just take myself. So I have to be responsible, and I think that's just it. But it's a
because
great tool.
yeah, because I actually want to say that on 8 grams, I think some people say psychedelics don't ground you in reality in a sense. In a sense, they don't ground you in reality, but they do awaken the psychic faculties and allow you to view well, it's different for everybody every trip. Some people heal, but I remember I took 8 gram shrooms, and then Belial's like, "Oh, we're going here," and then he enters me into this stream of like consciousness. All it looked like was like fracadelic, psychedelic fractal,
That's
fracadelic,
I'm writing that down. Frack it down.
fracadelic.
We're making our own.
We got our own dictionary. And when he did that, I was like, it looked digital. Like the sea of consciousness looks very digital. Well, it makes sense. Simulation
And in the
holographic.
digital shit, that's fucking whack. We are all just codes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. And when I went into it, I just dissolved. So
Yeah.
it's like my physical body was here, but my subconscious mind was so linked to my conscious that it was overriding everything, and I didn't know that. So it's just like a dream. Like dreams are real. So I
Mm-hmm.
went into this air quotes dream state or dream of me going through this, and then that's when Belial, I think, crowned me. I wasn't exactly sure because I know the crown of Belial's different, but he was showing me, and it was oh my gosh, what I was seeing on this trip. So after that, I think that that's what allowed me to cross the abyss. So I crossed it there, and then I'd come back to my physical life, and then go do all the things I needed to then get to the abyss and then cross it. But the trip was just showing me what I was already doing or needed to do, and helped me to integrate that at a faster rate. And then after that, it was so funny because like I don't know why this was the scene, but it's like I was sitting on a throne, and then I felt like as if I was Belial, and then there's like fucking like skulls, like bones, like just all around me, and like like I was on fire, or my eyes were on fire. The reality around me was on fire, and then like the whole world was like not on fire, but kind of on fire. And then he was just telling me like, "Oh, you own this." Like you, and he's trying to tell me like not just me though, but like people who do this work, like you own the world. Like people don't think that when you work with these beings, like we want to say like, oh, that person bought that mansion for like $100,000 or whatever the fuck a mansion is, and it's like no,
You say
no, no
$100.
or $1 million, whatever the fuck, a million
I'm like,
dollars. So,
no.
sorry, in Nevada, in like what Arizona? That's like a mansion in Arizona. Um,
$1.
but he was trying to portray to me that like those that work with the infernal divine, like we think that because life is like a certain way that like, oh, you have to pay for this and do this, and I'm not saying to steal or something, but he's showing me like no, all that's fucking bullshit. All that's an illusion. They built that on top of me. They built that on top of my land. And he like when you work with Belial, that's why all these connections start to be formed for you. Maybe you get I don't know, maybe you get a job at the right place. Maybe you get a girlfriend after that. It's like he's the being that's like syncing you
Yeah.
together with all of these other things. And it's only once you connect to him and
Yeah.
you can dissolve all of that
Yeah.
that he shows you that like just like Satan is master of the earth. So it's like you start to actually master
The earth.
the earth in that sense.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
Yeah, that makes absolutely That's brilliantly said and put, because Belial is the earth, you know. And you're right. These people have like built an illusion upon it, and we're the ones that can see through it. So it's all about. It's gonna take time, but we're just reforming, you know, and getting rid of things. I don't know. I try not to
So
think too hard anymore, you know,
I like that though. Yeah,
because
that's
in the
be
end,
receptive.
yeah, well, because in the end, it's everything's already been done. I believe we're kind of living in the past, and like, if you know what I mean, like everything's
Yes.
already been done, so we don't really have to worry about much. Like the fact that we're the fact that we're conscious should tell you something right there. We're immortal. Like we're not going anywhere. This just been
It glitched on my side. I don't know if it did it glitch with you guys.
oh, the Matrix didn't want me saying that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Okay. You hear that? Can you hear that? What's going on? There's a buzzing. Bzzz.